There are moments in life that stop us cold. A diagnosis, a failure, a betrayal, an unexpected loss. The world shifts, and we are left standing in the middle of it, stunned and searching. We ask, why me? Why this? What's the point of all this pain? Most people turn away from suffering, but one man walked directly into it and came back with a message that would change the world. His name was Viktor Frankl, and his answer to suffering was simple, but profound. Find meaning, not comfort, not pleasure, not escape, meaning. Frankl was a psychiatrist, a Jew, a survivor of 4 Nazi concentration camps. He lost his family, his freedom, nearly his own life. But through it all, he kept asking, what does this mean? He discovered that even in unimaginable suffering, human beings can endure, not by eliminating pain, but by finding purpose within it. His book, Man's Search for Meaning, has sold over 12 million copies. But beyond the book, there is a life philosophy, one that can guide you through grief, through trauma, through the ordinary and the unbearable. This is not a motivational talk. This is a framework for survival, for clarity, for rebuilding when life feels impossible. Over the next hour, we'll explore Frankl's core philosophy, logotherapy, therapy through meaning. We'll walk through the ideas, the stories, and the questions that help people find not just strength, but identity in the heart of their struggle. And maybe by the end, you'll walk away not just understanding your pain, but honoring it, even using it. Frankl's journey began in unspeakable circumstances. He entered Auschwitz with his manuscript tucked under his arm, his life's work on the psychology of meaning. Within hours, it was taken, destroyed, lost. But he kept going. He observed what others overlooked. Amid starvation and disease, he watched how some prisoners gave up, while others found a reason to keep going. What was the difference? It wasn't strength, it wasn't health, it was meaning. He wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." This is the core of logotherapy. Meaning is not something life gives you. It's something you must discover, especially in suffering. Frankl taught that suffering is not inherently meaningful, but it can be made meaningful by how you respond. In the camps, he saw men give away their last piece of bread. He saw moments of dignity, courage, sacrifice. He realized pain is unavoidable, but despair is optional. You cannot always choose your circumstances, but you can choose your attitude. In choosing your attitude, you reclaim freedom, even in a prison, even in the dark. Meaning becomes the light, not to remove suffering, but to walk through it. Frankl believed meaning comes in 3 ways: through work, through love, and through suffering. First, through work, when you give yourself to something larger, whether you build, write, paint, teach, or serve. When your actions create value, you find purpose. Second, through love, not just romance, but connection, to deeply see another person, to carry their memory. Frankl wrote, "Love is the only way to grasp another human being in the innermost core of his personality." In the camps, thoughts of his wife kept him alive, long after he knew she might be dead. That love itself gave him strength. Third, meaning is found through suffering. When there's no work to do, no love to hold, but still, something inside you says, endure. When you transform your pain into testimony, into contribution, into character. Meaning isn't comfort. It's the inner decision that even here you will rise. That this moment, no matter how dark, will not define you, it will shape you. Pain, when processed with awareness, becomes fuel, it becomes clarity, it becomes a path. In today's world, suffering looks different. It's not always war. It's anxiety, isolation, burnout, meaninglessness. Frankl saw this coming. He wrote of the existential vacuum, a hollow sense that life has no purpose. That freedom without responsibility becomes despair. When people lack meaning, they turn to distraction, consumption, addiction, but no amount of noise will fill the silence inside. Frankl taught that our primary drive is not pleasure, it's purpose, and that modern emptiness is not a crisis of resources, but of meaning. The question is not, how can I be happy, but what am I living for? You will suffer. You will face loss. But what will you do with it? Will you run? Will you numb? Or will you search? Will you ask the harder question, not why did this happen to me, but what will I do with what happened? This is your power. No one can take it, not even grief, not even failure. You may lose everything, but you never lose the power to choose your response. Frankl survived, he rebuilt, he taught, he healed, but he never forgot. His story is not one of triumph over pain. It is about the transformation through pain. He once wrote, "Suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds a meaning." This is not a call to romanticize trauma. It is a call to own it, to work with what life gave you, to ask yourself, not once, but every day, what is my why? What am I here to serve? Who am I here to love? What part of my pain can be made useful? You don't need to escape the fire. You need to become someone who can walk through it. Awake. Frankl didn't promise an easy life. He promised a meaningful one. And that is what this journey is about. Not comfort, not ease, but meaning. Through work, through love, through suffering, and through the power to choose, even when everything else is lost. That is your freedom. That is your strength. That is your path. Thank you for walking this road with Iron Mind Journal. Subscribe for more long-form wisdom grounded in truth, timeless resilience, and inner clarity.